So I'm really excited to introduce Zoya Ahmed. She is the first and current Youth Poet Laureate of Sonoma County. She's a 17-year-old writer and student who plans to graduate from Maria Carrillo High School this year. And she was a former Sonoma County Poetry Out Loud champion and also a finalist at the statewide POL competition in 2019. Zoya won the 2019 California's Poetry Ourselves competition with her original poem entitled Concerto of Spice, which I've heard many times and maybe we'll hear again, I don't know. Zoya's love for poetry began when she was 5, when she read her first book, Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. As a poet, she faces the tough and sensitive issues surrounding systemic racism and prejudice today, but she also embraces and celebrates her own South Asian culture, and sometimes does both of those together. As a result, she not only performed in, but organized and directed the 2020 Martin Luther King Jr. Assembly at Maria Carrillo High. Zoya hopes her poems give all those who are silenced a voice. Please welcome Zoya Ahmed.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. So my first poem is actually going to be about where I am right now. So please excuse the mess behind me. I'm actually in New York right now, living with some family. So I am working on Eastern time. So it's 9 o'clock right now. So it's a little bit late. But just on the terms of being late night and being where I am, I wanted to do this poem, which was based on my childhood home, which is where I'm at right now. So I just thought it would be perfect. It's called Good Night. The grass whispers amongst itself, anticipating footsteps and cushioning the bare soles of feet. My toes gradually sink into a pillow of darkness, as they do in the pearl-white sand of Long Island's shore. The wind hums, tiredly sulking through the yard, reaching the shadows of red cedars and maple trees. The branches twitching in their sleep, creaking, sleep talking to the leaves, the chilled silence and obscurity, oddly calming, eerily serene, until the stars shower down on me, fireflies, pouring out of the darkness as nightlights, illuminating a comforting glow in the velvet sky, as reassuring as a voice softly murmuring, there is nothing to be afraid of, when there's only the calm of darkness and a hum of silence. Evenings in New York, 2008. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. My second one is called Sky Valley, and the origin is kind of interesting. I was just on the internet and I saw this ad, which was an advertisement for a resort, and it was called Sky Valley. And I was like, just imagining what that name would mean to me, if it could be like my destination vacation, which I would enjoy. So here it is. I look up at the sky and it's simple. It's blank and blue, colorful while being colorless. Imagine if we could float without the weight of our problems chained to our feet, without killing ourselves, without killing the beauty of paradise, killing for the material things. We wouldn't be human. Exhausting and monotonous, dreary and endless. I don't want to be human anymore, to lose myself in the dirt, the grass, the gold. I want to be a cloud by day and a star by night. I want to live in Sky Valley. My next one is actually based on something that's very relevant to me right now. I'm taking my ACT this weekend, so it's a little bit stressful. And I wrote this poem a while back because it's just the experience of being a high schooler. So it's called Scores. There comes judgment with every stroke of my pen. Every line read, every passing thought that lingers in my head. So, is it so humiliating that I fear that judgment, that one score that might change my life, might affect my thinking about me? Is it so humiliating that one score that might set me apart, carrying every drop of energy within me, pieces of paper I've poured my mind, body, and soul into for a period of months, days, years? Is it so humiliating I fear the truth? And this So this next couple of poems are based on things I've been noticing a lot since I've been in quarantine, to be honest. It's a lot of like the inner thoughts that we have as humans and just the human experience in general. So I hope you guys like it. So the first one to start off this kind of series is called Loneliness. Loneliness. It's the pitter-patter of rain, a soothing sound while I take refuge in my numerous blankets and pillows. Warm cup of cocoa in hand. But sometimes it's utter destruction. On the other side of those walls, I am running through a violent shower, struggling to get shelter in the midst of a thunderstorm, soaking and drenched, standing and shivering, and alone. So continuing the series is Blame. Charcoal stained on my face, my cheeks, grime beneath my eyes, my eyelashes charred from the sparks, coal collecting underneath my fingernails, sweat spilling out of every crease, every crevice of my body, the smell of burnt memories, ones I try to salvage, ones of blame. Blame that can't be washed off, erased or cleansed. And when you smell smoke, it's not the homely smell of chicory and pine, wanted warmth in the fireplace. It's the stinging, acrid fumes of a forest fire from that cigarette that you intentionally left burning on my forest floor. The next one is called Ego. It's a little short, but it's kind of close to my heart considering everything that's been going on and just trying to survive and fight for things I believe in. So here it is, Ego. We cower, we argue, we fight, and then we justify the means because we are nothing without proving that our ego is everything. So continuing on, Tone. And this is my next poem, and I actually was inspired by, once again, advertisements. I'm just really inspired by pop culture and just what's happening around me. So it's called Tone. Tone and quality. I try to find the remote control, scroll through input, but there is no manual, no instructions, besides pure, unfiltered emotions and feelings, raw like the sweet flesh of fruit, as if tone ripens on trees, is stripped of personality and then shipped from factories, Pretend & Co. We wear designer voices, sweetened with hypocrisy, but the truth peels off, eventually. Irreplaceable and priceless, but at least the anger, the seeds of bitterness are all that are left of your purchase, all 50% off. And lastly, to complete the series, is Blood. It's enough blood. Sorry, let me just start again. Blood. It's a novel within itself. An art form of fluidity and story, a barren, blank canvas aching to run, a landscape of the abstract and familiar. Blood is the rich artistic fuel that flows within, and the artist is ready to tear its masterpiece to pieces. We are ready to spill our own blood. And this next poem is just about everything that's happening concerning natural disasters and weather, and especially being residents of California. I think we can see this and agree with this more than others, considering every year we're struck with forest fires and the consequences of Mother Nature's fury. So it's called Mood Rings Speak Wisdom. My moods are rather turbulent, more than any ravaging storm. Her roots seep into the earth. My palms pierce the red dirt. A rusting iron band coiled around my finger, the central crystal, omniscient. A plethora of Mother Nature's disaster. A thick, suffocating blanket of fog envelops the barren landscape, indecisive. Sheets of rain softly pour down, calm, relaxed. Hail like shards of glass pierce the stilled air. Surprised. The thunder rolls through the charcoal clouds as a beckoning drum, stressed. Streaks of prismatic lightning splits the skies, emotional. And all you have to predict the devastation the destruction, the drama is a mere mood ring. The next one is called The Girl, and it's actually based on my mom, so I think it's pretty close to my heart. So here it is. I look through her eyes, and the view seems grander. The lights seem brighter, the sounds louder, the taste sweeter. I look through her eyes, and nothing seems wrong until I realize she is blistering. The slums surround her, dull, lifeless, yet her fingers run through the dark earth and pull out luminescent amber honey rays. Her palms filled with dirt and marigolds, her future filled with life. I stare at the rotting frame, mother, tired, wrinkled, but I look through her eyes and the views still seem grander, the lights brighter, the taste sweeter. I look at her face and I see a warm honey smile to know nothing has changed. And lastly, to close off my reading, is called The World in Chaos. Paradoxes everywhere. Division disguised as inclusion. Touch, once love, warmth, sensitivity, now cold and rot with disease. Stay away from me, we yell to our friends and family. We smile behind masks, doing simple tasks, school, work, on the street, but only our eyes meet. Our smiles rot from the disease, a disease of chaos. Because when did we start calling abnormalities the new normal? Thank you.